Brand here for livestreamuniverse.com. Joining me is the great professor, Professor Nez from Nez Nation. Welcome, Professor, to a special edition of Livestream News.
It is so awesome to see you, Ross. Thank you so much for having me. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So I was watching Nick Niman's Saturday morning live stream, actually the first time that I've caught it live, and he is awesome. He does such a great job. And so I caught it in the middle, went back, watched the beginning, and the big news that he gave out right away was that YouTube will now let you live stream from a mobile device with only 25 subscriptions. So anybody with 25 or more subscriptions can live stream from their mobile device straight to YouTube without needing to use any third-party software or anything like that. And I mean, that's kind of a game changer for small, they always say small YouTubers. I imagine like Danny DeVito is a small YouTuber, or Gary Coleman, if he was still alive, is a small YouTuber. But I think that they mean his channels for that big following. So
yes. So some of us are smaller.
Even Shaq, if he had only 25 subscribers, would be a small YouTuber.
You know, some of us are smaller than others, as my wife would say. This is huge. I think this is huge news. And again, isn't this just a testament? Good to see you, Melissa. Please share this out, guys, because we got some great stuff we're going to be talking about. And for people watching me on Twitter and Instagram, the big news is, if you didn't cross over yet to the live stream page, YouTube has initialized live video from mobile if you have 25 subs or less. I don't know how they came up with that number 25. And my first thought was envy, because I had to get to 100 subscribers. And granted, I'm past that now, and my channel's growing beautifully. But I think that this is just another testament. Maybe this is a little kind of nudge to Facebook. Take that, Facebook. We're going to try and grow our live stream base and try to get our users and push them to go live more often. But again, I think it's confirmation that this is the platform. This is the way of communicating in the 21st century, not just for business, but for you as an individual with any kind of purpose or cause. What do you think, Ross?
Yeah, let me throw a thought out there why it's 25 and
Will
not
you throw it out already?
1. Thank you, Professor. May I answer, please, Professor?
You have to hold your hand up in my class. Yeah. You can't just blurt out stuff.
My thought is, having been attacked by a coordinated group of trolls for the very first time, I've ever seen that, where a group just got on like 6 people and started all doing the same routine and like interacting with one another, whatever. I assume that they don't want you to, if you want to troll somebody, be able to, get on and then do something nasty like right away, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously you wouldn't troll somebody with by going on their chat, or that's how you would troll somebody. But perhaps they're thinking like, okay, I'm pissed off at somebody and I'm going to start a YouTube channel and rant or whatever. And maybe it's like, a waiting period to buy a gun. It's like, we want to make sure that you're going to use it. You're not just going to pull the trigger right away. So I think by the time somebody gets 25 subscribers, they've put a little thought into their channel, and maybe they'd be a little more careful in how they would use the platform. It would get away from people who just want to, decide one night after a few too many drinks, let's try and call people and put it on YouTube Live or something,
Right. Yeah. I mean,
hope I didn't give out too many bad ideas there, but you get the idea.
Well, you're full of bad ideas.
I know.
I love about you.
Tommy Willis says, I want to be a troll. Well, if you go back and what was
your point, by the way, I don't even understand what your point was.
Okay, good, Professor. I'll write it down.
Are you saying that YouTube Live now is going to be kind of a breeding ground, or it's leaving fertile soil for more trolls?
Hey, William, good to see you.
William's in the house. I had William.
So what I'm saying is that I think that they didn't make the limit 0 because they don't want people to just go, hey, I feel like going live and causing trouble. let me create an account and go live.
Boy, it would have been a lot easier if you just said that from the beginning.
You have to do a little work to get to 25 subscribers. You have to beg and borrow and plead and create some content and then subscribe to that channel with your other 20 Gmail addresses, and there you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I think, it would have been nice if you would have started off by saying that. We could have saved about 20 minutes.
I needed you to listen a little bit. Sorry.
You know me, I'm not a good listener. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, usually those that are good at talking aren't that great of listeners.
I'm good at neither. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah. No, you're good at both. Go ahead. Go ahead, Professor.
I agree with Melissa. That was a really strange thing. I remember when you messaged me about that, and I happened to miss your live broadcast. Have you found, let me ask you this, Ross.
On Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, attendance will be taken.
Yes. Okay. I better schedule that.
You only get one excused absence
per season.
Only one excused absence per
How many tardies am I allowed? Am I allowed a few absences?
Tardies okay, as long as you like, share, and comment.
Okay, good.
As long as the work is turned in by 8 o'clock, I don't.
That's right. That's all I care about. Do the work. I don't care if you show up or not. Just do the work. But here's the thing. It's like, I don't really experience, and I'd love to hear from our audience because I know we've got we got Sean Knows, Ms. William. I think Carlos Phoenix just joined. Hey, Carlos. We've got a lot of live streamers in the house. I've never really been trolled, so to speak. Except by other live streamers.
Right.
Just to name a few. Hint, the mayor.
What?
No. You've never.
So now you were you on Blab, or you came to this thing after Blab?
No, I was not. Blab literally. I think it was like, we talk about impeccable timing. I think Blab just ended right when it was still going on when I started. Like I started late 2015, early 2016. But it was pretty much on its way. It was pretty much on its way out. That's what it was.
Right. Carlos says, I am a troll. No, never, Carlos. Not you.
No, I don't. Did anybody call you a troll? Who would call Carlos Phoenix a troll? I love your tutorials, by the way. Good stuff, man.
Tommy Willis likes you because you're giving me a hard time.
Isn't Ross a schmuck on wheels, for crying out loud?
At least I got wheels.
I love Ross. Ross is boss.
Where was I?
I have no idea.
I was in the middle of an important point. No,
you probably wasn't going to give me a couple of tardies, and then if I had one more absence, I would be kicked out of the course.
Yeah, probably. You'd fail the season.
No, you were asking me about Blab.
Blab. Yes. There was probably a point there. I have no idea. Why did I talk about Blab? Tommy says Blab was great in its early days, but it went downhill fast. And one of the issues on Blab was trolls. But you would get like a single troll who would come in and, say a bunch of dirty words, and then you'd block them, and then they'd create a new account and come in. But it wasn't like 6 people would come in at once, monopolize the chat, and have a conversation. That was kind of weird. So I went in and I deleted all that stuff afterwards. But I wonder if that kind of thing in reverse, right? Like people doing a trollish live stream, right?
I wonder if that's
people or something. They're saying, get to 25 first. Don't go live with your first bad idea.
I wonder if that's, something that the fact that you had such a huge, because that show was pretty specific and unique. You had a big giveaway. I wonder if that's where the vultures come out. You give stuff away for free. And what are you going to do? I mean, I'm on Twitter right now, Ross, and I'm getting trolled right now. I've had 5 people come in.
Awesome.
Call me a BI, you know what. And,
really? Can you screenshot that for me so I can enjoy it later?
I was going to put it on my website.
Is it possible we could, I got the screen sharing thing here. Can I screen share the people trolling you right now?
Hey guys,
how cool would that be?
Further, I'm going to talk to my Twitter audience. Hold on a second, will you? Hey guys, if you want to troll me further, just go to Livestream Universe and have a field day, and Ross will probably give you a front row seat or a special, You
actually want to go to the Livestream Universe Facebook page, which is rossbrand.live.
What did I say?
You said go to Livestream Universe. We're not really playing this on the Livestream Universe website.
Oh, I thought it was an actual universe that you entered. That's what I thought.
Well, it is, but you find the key to watch what's going on. The most important thing going on in that universe right now is on the Livestream Universe Facebook page. And they can get there by going to rossbrand.live. So please do tell the folks on Periscope so I can continue with what I was talking about.
Yes, yes. All you trolls on Periscope, please go to Livestream Universe.
I'm sorry I blocked all you trolls. Just come on back.
Come on in.
All forgiven.
Free pizza for everybody.
Just as long as you like and share it out, I don't really care. You know, when I was first started getting trolled, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna feed the trolls. I'm just gonna pretend I ignore it. And then as it started getting bad, I'm like, I got to do something about it. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, it is more comments. Let them go.
You know what? You know what's really interesting is that's another reason, because the algorithm actually gets a little alert.
It rewards comments.
I'm a professional troll. Thank you, Tommy. I am. I've got my PhD. I don't have a doctorate for my professorship, but I do have a doctorate in trolling. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that's really interesting.
You got that after your BS, right?
Yeah. No, I was born with BS. Anyway, that degree was just sort of handed to me in the crib. But here's the thing that's really interesting is that, I had Vicky Fitch on not long ago on my Nez Nation Live. And by the way, those of you who don't know who in the world I am, well, first of all, who cares? But second,
I didn't give you a proper introduction. I figure I've had
you give me a proper whooping. That's about it.
Well, I heard you introducing yourself for a half an hour on your Periscope. I'm a professor of this, and I write, and I mow the lawn, and I've been to Europe and whatever, and
I didn't add that.
I sing, dance, and do magic tricks. Look me up everywhere, so I figured it's enough already.
So those of you who don't know, so while Ross was trying to figure out this Be Live stuff, I was live on Twitter and I was live on Periscope and I was doing my introduction. And my introduction was, hi, I'm Professor Nez. And if you know anything about kind of doing broadcasts, even public speaking, some people may not know who you are. So I do my introduction and this guy heard everything. I listed off LinkedIn consultant, live video host, a career coach, entrepreneur.
Hey, Sabrina.
So he had
Carlos Phoenix says it's Ross Brand and this guy. Yeah, exactly. That's what the show is going to be called from now on.
Carlos, I take back everything good I said about you.
Forget Livestream news. It's Ross Brand and this guy live on Saturday.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. That's a good title. I like that.
Ross Brand and this guy.
Just like my face, I'll go like this.
Hey, this guy. I'm going to turn it over to this guy here.
This guy over here.
Hey, this guy. And the other guy, he'll be there later. Hey, listen, so Be Live TV is introduced now where when you screen share, like if you play a video or something, you can also share the audio. And I have not tried it at all, but I figured because this clip is timely, because it's Nick Nimmin talking about the changes to YouTube Live and the ability for more people to go live from their mobile device, I thought I'd just bring this up and see if people can hear it or not. All right, so let's try it. I just have to find out where I put that browser.
Oh my God! Can we get a producer in the house? Anybody?
I know, seriously.
For the love of God, let me get.
Here we go. Here we go.
Am I supposed to hear something?
Let us know in the chat if you can hear this. All right, so we don't want to have too much. Dead air. So, basically, Nick was just announcing that. See, when you're playing it, the audio continues in the other browser, and it's quite distracting. So here we are back. That was well done. Next time, Peter, as I told you, Professor, we need to practice and rehearse that element before we go. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I was going to try it. Hey.
Wait a minute. You mean are we supposed to be experts in live streaming?
Yeah, something like that. So April, one of our winners from Thursday Night Live Stream Deals, is here. Good to see you,
April Roga. April Roga's in the house.
April Bayot.
Oh.
Bayot. If you can throw it in phonetically, please do. And I'll learn how to say it correctly. But she was a winner of Archon mounts. She won a tripod and ring light and some other gear from Aaron Roth and our good friends at Archon Mounts. And
Archon Mounts rock.
You can save 20% on Archon Mounts by using the code RossBrand at archon.com. Or if you prefer, throw Professor Nez a bone and use his code. What is your
Throw me a bone for the love of I need bones.
Throw him a bone, you know? I mean, let him have dinner once this week.
How about a chicken wing?
Your code is Professor Nez?
What?
Or is it Nez Nation? Is your code Professor Nez or Nez Nation?
No, it's actually... Oh, crap. Hold on.
Okay, well, that's well done.
No, it's Nez Nation.
Nez Nation. Okay, so if you'd like to buy from Archon Mounts, thank you, April. You can either use the discount code RossBrand or you can use Nez Nation. And with either one of those, you can save 20%. Probably the smart crowd will use RossBrand, but we'll give them the option of Nez Nation as well. Because and if that doesn't work, then just use RossBrand because he wasn't 100% on that. But next time you come on and I ask you what's your code so that I can give you a plug and you can maybe make a couple dollars, you know. Yeah.
I'll write it on my hand next time.
Yeah. Carlos Phoenix says I need to have a laugh track for my show. So seriously, guys, let's throw out this question because I want to know, please do answer this in the chat. If you have a YouTube channel and it's a smaller YouTube channel, now that you can go live and only need 25 subscribers to go live from mobile, means you just pick up your phone, go to YouTube, click the live. You don't need third-party software or anything else like that. Is that something you're going to do, or is going live on YouTube not going to be part of your strategy? And now that I took about 5 minutes to ask that question. Professor, ask that in one simple sentence for us, please.
Do you know what concise means? Do you know what brevity means?
It means talk until I don't feel like talking anymore. Or
you definitely would fulfill all the word counts for my essay prompts.
Excellent.
You have no problem at all. No, I mean,
it was a very, 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 very good day.
Thank you. Add a couple adverbs too, will you? So it would be.
I was really, really, really happy to be here.
Exactly. And so, I think that so when we say small YouTubers, we don't mean Danny DeVito, but
Gary Coleman in his prime.
I have about 430 or so subscribers for my channel. I'm very proud of that audience. I don't consider myself small. I mean, I don't consider myself an expert or an influencer or any kind of crap like that. I hate those words. But, you should value your audience, first of all. And if you have 25 people, that's a lot. I mean, if you think about 25 people in a room who are willing to listen to Ross Brand talk, I mean, that's like, hallelujah. That's, first of all, that's a miracle. But second of all,
thank you.
I think you should you should appreciate that. So, so small YouTubers, this is interesting because, Ross and I, the mayor and the professor, I call Ross the mayor of live streaming because as much as I kid around with him, I absolutely adore him. And I think he's a consummate professional. I am the professor of live streaming. God knows why. But anyway,
I don't know. Maybe that's your day job too or something. Let me move that over to the.
Yeah, exactly. We've been, thank you, Sean. We've been advocating and sort of evangelizing live streaming for a long time now. And YouTube is really, I think, thrown down the gauntlet to Facebook. YouTube Live has been around forever, but the mobile application is something that is pretty fairly, brand new in the sense that for YouTube, at least, it's a brand new kind of feature.
And people don't think about doing walk and talk kind of YouTube lives, right? They think of that as Facebook or an Instagram live, and they think of YouTube as more of a produced or using your desktop, that kind of thing. And I want to bring in what Tommy Willis says. He said he live streams his church stuff so that the content goes to Facebook. He uses YouTube for storing the content, which is pretty much the way I've been using YouTube. I live stream to Facebook just like we are now, and then at some point in the next 3 months, I'll download this and upload it to YouTube. Now, hopefully sooner than later. But the point is, I'm treating it like an archive, YouTube, and that's not the way to do it. And I know you've been a little bit more ahead of me as far as learning about YouTube and the algorithm and how things work. And so I'm wondering, like, what is the kind of the best way to use YouTube if you don't want to put a lot of time and effort into it? You're live streaming elsewhere. Do you think it's uploading after each show, or it's only once a week, or what do you think is a good strategy? And I'm curious what everybody else thinks as well.
Yeah, what I've found is that there is this talk and there is this notion, and we learned a lot from Vid Summit. We both attended Vid Summit recently, back in early October, and just much more. There's a lot more expertise, or so-called expertise, that's way more prevalent and relevant than what we can offer here today. But from what I gathered and how I'm applying it to my channel to grow it, is consistency is absolutely key. But you can overload that. I mean, I know some people who post every single day. I think that's too much on YouTube. And every platform has its own nuances. I think as long as you're not waiting 6 months between posts, I don't think, I had Justin Brown on my show from Primal Video, and he's got like 80,000 subscribers. He's a huge video dude and editing dude. He does 360 live streaming videos as well. I haven't really done the 360-degree thing. And he said, if you're posting every single day, you're going to really dilute, and your content's going to be sort of watered down on YouTube, and your subscribers may feel a little bit overload. However, the adverse of that is true too. If you're waiting 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months to post, that can send the message that, okay, this isn't a very active channel, I'm going to go somewhere else. So I think that first of all, you need to post when you feel that it's appropriate for your purpose and when you can create the best content possible. And secondly, I think if you're not posting at least one video a week, I think that's pretty good. At least one video a week. You're sending the message that you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to grow as steadily as you want to. I know you and I, we love this stuff. I call myself a live stream nut job. I'm crazy about this platform. I'm crazy about this.
I just dropped the live stream part when I call you.
Thank you. Just a nut job.
Hello, nut job.
Funnily enough, that works as well.
Funnily enough, says the writing professor.
You've been talking to my wife, haven't you?
She says great things about you.
Yeah, I'm sure she does. Hi, honey. I love you. Anyway, this is an unbelievable feature. It's to me, YouTube sending the message that live video is here. Live video is important. It's significant. It's an easy way. Now, if you're not like an editor dude or a dudette, or if you're not somebody who understands tags, descriptions, and going through all the software, here's the thing. When you go live on YouTube, it gets posted right away. It's immediate content, right? And I know a lot of people, me included, when I'm recording pre-edited video, I don't do like 70 takes or 10 takes. Most often, it's usually 1 or 2 takes, and it's pretty much live if you really think about it. Maybe because I'm just that good. That's why I don't do multiple.
It must be.
But I doubt
what I was coming to. Someday, I'm gonna dig into my takes. Remember when I was doing daily updates and I would record?
I tried to forget.
Yes, I know it was a rough time in your life.
Yes. It was kind of like watching molasses grow.
Yes, of course. Thank you. I knew there was another compliment coming. But when I was doing that, I've got some outtakes that are just going to make you laugh your head off, because
that's pretty cool.
It was like 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm recording this thing to get it done. And you can imagine if I slipped up badly, I wasn't a happy camper. I might have been all smiles when I posted it in the morning, but when I was recording that sucker, oh man. So so then I started doing them live, because
can I offer you a suggestion?
They're just about as good live as they are pre-recorded, and it saved me all the time of like, oh, I flubbed it, I got to start again. Oh, I flubbed it, I got to start again, or I got to pause and edit.
I think, may I offer you a suggestion?
Yes.
You and I both have had this conversation. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Everybody watching this on the replay and watching this right now. Hey, Pam, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Funny wins, man. Funny wins. People want to be entertained. Funny wins. Now, I'm not saying that if you're somebody who's educational, I do a lot of educational content. I know that comes as a shock, but I do a lot of educational content and how-to videos and informative videos. And
when are you going to do funny?
I'm working on it.
You said funny wins. I'm like, wait.
I've got a funny strategy. Yeah, I'll let you know. It's a PDF.
Please do detail the 7 steps to being funny.
Yeah, it's a PDF you could download right now. 8 steps to being the funniest guy on YouTube. No, but here's
making $1 million from it.
Yeah, you'll buy a Lamborghini tomorrow. So bloopers. I think I've seen a lot of really cool creators do this. I would suggest putting your blooper reel on one video and posting that on YouTube, or really cross-purposing that on stories as well, like Instagram. Maybe even dare I say Snapchat, if you still do that. Yeah. Dare I say that? Yeah. You know what? I actually thought, Ross, I
haven't opened that app in a year.
Go ahead. I wrote an article. I actually wrote an article. I know this is a surprise. Yes. I wrote an article right before the Rio Olympics. This is right when Instagram kind of basically, fetched the story feature. Mm-hmm. I thought that Snapchat would come out with a bang, say a big FU to Facebook, and come out with live streaming for Snapchat right before the Olympics and just go to town. I thought that would have been such a perfect move for Snapchat to introduce live streaming. Everybody thought I was nuts, including me.
And then they waited, and then live came along.
I think that YouTube sending this message, 25 subs or less, LinkedIn, we've talked about LinkedIn on your show before, Ross. I've had you on my show before. Tommy, I love you. Tommy, I'm going to have you on my show. DM me. And funny wins, guys. Funny wins.
Carlos says, I can't be funny. I don't know any jokes.
Carlos, take my course.
We're just having fun. Yeah,
I have a course on how to be funny.
Yes. 7 hours of note-taking and boring videos. Yes.
Not only do I have a PDF, but I've got a multiple flagship course on how to be funny.
How to be funny.
You can order it right now. If you act now.
Tell them what they win, Johnny.
A brand new toaster. It comes with a brand new toaster.
Ms. Meliz asks, are you on Snapchat? I'm on Snapchat. I'm Ross Brand 1 on Snapchat, but I haven't snapped in forever.
I'm my Facebook profile handle, even though it's Professor Nez, the username is Peter Nez, Peternez.
Look at that. Ms. Melissa's snapping right. I mean, there's some people who've gone on snapping as though Instagram didn't come along and just steal their thunder. But, Gary Vee said at Vid Summit, I believe he said this at Vid Summit, that Snapchat now is an opportunity, as a lot of people have abandoned it.
Yeah.
There's still an audience there. You can actually stand out more on Snapchat now if you're a small to mid-sized snapper than, maybe you could a year ago. So
right. He said, I remember what he said actually, and it was really interesting. He said,
yes, please do correct me. I didn't get it right. Sorry about that.
There's a reason why you're the mayor and I'm the professor.
Yes, professor.
But please, I'm always correcting the mayor.
Bring a red pen next time.
All I do is follow the mayor around. Yes, with my highlighter.
Yes, please.
So he said that there's now a lot of, he thinks, because everybody thinks Instagram's the hot thing. He always said, go where the white space is, where the opposite of what the herd is doing, and try to build something there and just see. Carlos, the funny summit. We're going to do Fun Summit live at the Madison Square Garden Convention Center. No. And
10 lessons in how to learn if something's funny.
I bet you anything. There's a dude right now who's making millions of dollars selling comedy seminar summits.
You know how you know something's funny?
How?
You laughed when somebody said it. I don't even think that was funny, but you laughed. So.
You know what's sad? Is I actually expected a secret sauce there for a second.
Yes, because that's all everybody's selling is some secret sauce.
Now, what do you think about that, Ross? Because, I know you and I, we love the S out of live streaming, but I don't think I would ever call myself.
I might even love the. Never mind. Go ahead.
Don't say it. Whatever you do, don't say it. It's just interesting to me. I know that you and I both love live streaming. I know that we both advocate for it, and I know that we both have a lot to say about it because it comes from the heart.
Right.
What do you think of this whole idea of people who don't really engage, or they weren't really doing it for a long time? I've been seeing a lot of this, and it kind of bugs me. Does it bug you? Maybe I'm wrong.
You're talking about people with huge lists who are making a lot of money off of internet marketing.
Right.
And weren't around at all during Blab. Weren't around during the early days of Facebook Live.
Twitter or anything. Periscope.
Their focus might have been blogging. It might have been podcasting. It might have been webinars, recorded content. And now all of a sudden they've come out with their, I'm the live stream expert and buy my stuff, right? Buy my course.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And it's really interesting.
Yeah. From an ends justify the means, Machiavellian standpoint. Yeah. Wow. Why not? Right. It's a smart. Yeah. That's surprising.
Nice
that guy has read a book and stuff.
I thought you were illiterate until now.
Yeah. I talk because I can't write. No, but from like an ends justifies the means standpoint, business only, right? No principles, nothing. Yeah, it's smart. I mean, why not box out the little guy if you got a huge, or the smaller marketer, if you got a huge list, and people are going to buy whatever you sell because you've been around for a long time and whatever. I mean, the only thing I wonder for those folks is, does it hurt their credibility? I probably they have a big enough list and group of passionate followers that they'll never lose too much business because of it. But the question is, if you pretend to be an expert in everything, you ultimately risk people calling you out. Not that we're calling anybody out here or naming any names or anything, but you do risk that. But you also risk people calling into question what else. How much of an expert are you on something else, right? Because it's like when you watch a news show, right, and you think the guy knows everything, and then all of a sudden he goes to talk about some area where you have expertise, and you're like, holy crap, that was bad, right? Like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about.
I love what Carlos said. Carlos said the followers believe them. Yeah, and I'd love your thoughts, because there's some live streamers here, great live broadcasters here in the stream here today in the chat. What do you guys think of that? And let me tell you something, Ross. I do think that it's almost kind of like their reach outweighs their sort of ignorance, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of what Carlos is referring to. Tommy, very nice. I tell my students this all the time, and I know Ross is going to say, "Well, yeah, of course you're not an expert." Even though I've been a writing professor for over 15 years, even though I've been an author for over 25 years. I never want to call myself an expert. And I'll tell you why. This is a very specific reason.
Right.
Because it really goes back to one quote really sums it up. In the beginner's mind, the world is full of possibilities. But in the expert's mind, the world is full of zero possibilities. I always want to keep myself in that eternal student mindset. Even though I've been doing this for 2 years, and I know you've been doing this even longer than me. You've got a lot more experience with this, going back to radio, and my hat's off and kudos to you. I feel like maybe it's just the way it's delivered. If you're delivering it with humility, then I'm all for it. But I think you don't need to call yourself anything. Let your actions speak, right? And let the results speak for themselves. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your comments. Nice, Melissa. What do you think about that, Ross, what I just said there?
What? You were still talking?
You know what I can tell about you, Ross, when you're listening to me?
Yeah, you were still talking, huh?
I can definitely tell.
It was enough already. I turned the volume down. No,
we need a hook. We need a hook on this show. Somebody get the hook. No.
I think you're absolutely right. And in fact, I consider, because live streaming is part broadcasting, it's part social media, it's a little bit of tech, and frankly, the way most people use it, it's a good amount of business sense and savvy and all that as well. So the fact that I had a background in broadcasting didn't mean that I necessarily was going to walk into this and understand it and get it and whatever. My background was in radio. I'd never even really knew how to use a webcam or anything.
Right.
you know, I'm still like, oh yeah, you got to look at that thing every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, but so yeah, I think people shouldn't be just calling themselves an expert, but whatever. People can market themselves any way they want to. It's more about what they choose to market themselves as an expert. And if you call yourself an expert in too many things, or you have a master class on everything, are you really a jack of all trades and a master of none, right?
Right.
And is everything just another hustle to kind of get in on rather than an area that takes work? I mean, the more I learn about live streaming, the more I learn about video and audio, the more I realize I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, when I did my first live stream, I thought, God, I kind of know everything. I go to Blab, I click start broadcast and go. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you learn along the way. Okay, it's a little more complicated than that. Right. Because there's webcams and there's microphones and there's, you know, you get into software to produce and all that kinds of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, somebody who's really good at delivering information can kind of glean it from, you know, sources and then redistribute it.
Right.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, I'm really not for calling people out and saying, you know, you shouldn't do this or that. But clearly it just seems like kind of a ruthless move, right? I mean, it's like if we get such a following from live streaming at some point, does that mean that I should teach French or something just because, you know, I have a big following and some people would buy a French course? I don't know. I mean, from a purely business standpoint, why not knock all the people who studied French for 10 years out of the business and make their money too? But it just, I don't know. I guess I have a little distaste for it. That's all.
Just slightly.
You think?
Just slightly, yeah.
You like how I beat the crap out of them. Like, I might maybe a little distaste. I don't know.
Security. Can we get security at aisle 12? Security. You know, yeah. So I it's a little kind of funky. I think it's a little funky, to be honest. And even though you and I think we've got some experience. You obviously have more experience than I do. You know, I always want to keep that mindset. And I just, you know, I think if you love doing it, people are it's infectious. Like enthusiasm is the most viral, you know, virus, what have you, or disease, right? I mean, if people are enthusiastic about something, I'm usually like perking my ears up, like, what are you so crazy about? What are you so enthusiastic about? Mm-hmm. And I think it'll come across. I think if you're not really into it, it's just another, like, this is the new thing, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon.
Tommy, I tried French, but I got my face slapped.
Je suis péri. Tommy. Yeah. So that's something that I really want to stay away from.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now we beat that dead horse. Let's see if we can beat that dead horse some more.
Are you going to go live?
That was a good topic. That was actually a good topic. I mean, because I think there's a lot of people who are new to this are like wondering which way do they go and who do they trust and who they listen to, because there is no textbook on this stuff. Although I will say that the Jenny Q's new book, Leverage Live Streaming to Build Your Brand, is really good.
Oh, cool.
It's really good. I mean, like,
I love her.
If you were to give somebody who was a beginner and said, you know, what do you need to do to become polished in, you know, as quickly as possible and get a game plan and get over your fear and learn how to use it for business, I just be like, read Jenny Q's book. I mean, her book is terrific.
Yeah. I think she's great. I had her on my show about 4 or 5 months ago, and she's fantastic. She really knows a lot about the space, and she's so humble. Maybe it's just, it just doesn't reek of, you know, it just doesn't, to me, it just comes across as kind of arrogant, going back to kind of the topic of calling yourself an expert when you just basically dipped your toes in it for a second.
So the author, let me just answer April's question real quick. The author of the book is Jennifer Quinn.
Jennifer Quinn.
You can actually go to livestreamdeals.com. It was one of our featured items on the show on Thursday, and that'll link you through to her Amazon page, and you can buy it. But it's called Leverage Live Streaming to Build Your Brand. And then there's a subtitle, which I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's a great book. It really is. I would really highly recommend it for anybody who's interested in learning live streaming.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Fantastic. She's great.
Yeah, yeah. So, I had like this point. I do this all the time. Like I got to go another level on something, and it's like, never mind. I don't remember what it was, but it was good when I had it in my head.
Yeah, yeah. That never happens to me.
Awesome. I met her on Twitter. Yeah, because you just don't stop talking. I met her on Twitter when we were both bloggers. Yeah, she's great. Nice. Carlos says there's a substantial separation from small business that want to do live streaming and media companies and big businesses. Yeah. Well, I mean, for small businesses, live streaming is an opportunity to speak to customers, and it is their playing field, right? Yeah. Whereas for big businesses and big media companies, live streaming's the appetizer or the dessert, right? It's what you do to promote your big event or your big product launch or whatever. It's what you do afterwards, but it's not as big a piece of your strategy. It's more of a utility. Does that make sense?
Not really.
No. Okay. No to Ross. Don't ask Professor again if anything makes sense, because you're setting yourself up for him.
That's great. That's great. No, I want to say my hat's off to you, sir. I love talking to you, love rapping with you. I love everything that you stand for in this space.
Well, thank you, but you're not wrapping up already, are you?
Yeah, I got to get out of here. I have more important things to do.
I'm just getting warmed up.
No, I actually do have a client meeting at 2.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I want to say. I mean this in all seriousness. Everybody who's watching right now, everybody who's watching on the replay, Ross Brand, the reason I call him the mayor of live streaming, he represents so efficiently and so professionally. He has always been the warmest, kindest dude I've met, really pretty much in the entire internet kind of broadcasting, whatever, content creation space.
And I don't even like you. Imagine
he doesn't even like me. That's what's
people
crazy.
That I like.
That's what's completely crazy. He's a hell of an actor, folks.
This is really cool. It's awesome doing this show with you, and I think we got to do more of these.
Yes.
When things are going on, I think it's fun to just get on and talk about what's going on, but also just to have fun. And not every show has to be about marketing a product or selling something or teaching something. It can just be like, there's some interesting things going on. Let's have a conversation. Let's laugh. Let's talk about what
Ross Brand and this guy. Ross Brand and this guy.
The new show is Ross Brand and this guy. Coming to that page at a certain time. We'll just.
By the way, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments. Would you like to see us do more of these, or what would you like to hear us talk about? Let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
I think Ms. Meliz knows me too well. She says Ross has no concept of time or appropriate dinner hour.
Well, that's for sure. Yeah, you should have seen him. It was like trying to.
In the West Coast, you have to eat by like 9:30 or everything closes. She doesn't know that I'm like, breakfast is at like 2 a.m. and dinner is served at 4 a.m.
Hey, Melissa, you should have seen me this morning. It was like trying to wake up a polar bear. Okay, I had to prick him with a wooden stick to get him to get going here this morning.
It must have been a long one from California.
But isn't this cool though? I'm 3,000 miles away from you, and I feel like you're right next door to me. I feel like we're practically neighbors, and another beautiful attribute of live streaming.
But I don't have to lock the door or anything.
Well, you might still have to do that. I do have ways.
Come in anytime.
I do have ways.
Yeah. Carlos Phoenix went to bed. That's what I'm talking about. 8 a.m.
Went to bed.
Somebody who stays up later than I do.
Holy mackerel. Carlos, what is wrong with you guys?
Kitchens close at 10 p.m. You know what? Outside of Manhattan, they pretty much do everywhere also. Outside of New York City.
Yeah.
He called to join us for dinner at 9 a.m. And you were like, no, I'm in bed at 9 p.m.
Great. That's great.
Yeah, I had a fun time at Vid Summit, man. We had a great time with Professor Nez, Ms.
Meliz in the house.
Todd.live.
Yeah.
Jason Liebman.
Nick Nimmin.
Roberto
Blake.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing.
Gary V. Just Gary like we were hanging out, Gary V, all our good friends were there.
Yeah, exactly. Gary drove my car for me. No, I'm kidding.
All right, one more picture, Gary. I got things to do.
Yeah, what do you want from me? Another selfie? Give me a break, Gary.
Come on, I don't want to sign autographs now. If I sign one for you, I got to sign for. I got to sign for Pat Flynn, and then I got to sign for, I mean, no, I don't. Sorry, I just don't have time, Gary. But it's nice to see you again. No, that was it was such. In all seriousness, it was such a cool event. I had a blast.
Awesome event. Yeah, you're going to be there next year, you think, Ross?
Probably. I think if there's one event that I'm going to that I can just go, I'm going to go no matter what. That's the event. Other events are like, when does it come up? Might I be speaking? Might there be a business opportunity I can combine with it? That's the one event of the ones that I know about that I'm like, yeah, 100%, I'm going.
Well, maybe if you roll with me, kid, I'll make you a speaker at Vid Summit by next year.
Oh yeah,
I just wanted to sound like James Cagney. Sorry.
Oh, you could do that for me, huh?
Well, I think that first of all, I think that you should have been a speaker this time, not me per se.
Oh, thank you.
But I think you should have been a speaker this time. But guess what? I have a really good feeling that, good things are always going to come. I mean, in all seriousness, I know I've said that prepositional phrase a million times, in all seriousness. But I think that
I don't know anybody else who live streams would go, I know I said that prepositional.
You're talking to the professor.
Yes.
So what I would say, he could have been a contender. I could have been a somebody. So the This Guy Summit. Hey, Carlos, who said you're not funny?
Yeah.
Who said you're not funny?
Hey, we're going to call it the This Guy. So Ross and this guy.
Did you already take my course, Carlos? So here's the thing. I think that because I have so much admiration for you and what you're doing consistently week by week. I mean, what do you got, like 10 shows now, for crying out loud?
No, 1,000.
I think that it's just a matter of seconds until, you're going to be, I think, invited to speak all over the world. You know what I mean?
No, thank you.
And I'll be in the trunk, trying to breathe air, You
can be my D-Rock. You can follow me around filming it. At the end of the day, you can put a video together, Ross clapping hands with people and just waving to the crowd. And,
yeah. Is the polar bear up yet?
Carlos is just as funny as you two are. Yeah, Carlos.
Yeah,
Carlos is very funny.
He's a funny dude.
Carlos always comes in at night to a live stream and goes, "Good morning." I never know whether he really sleeps that late, because he stays up so late, or whether he's joking. But it always makes me laugh.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I just want to say, Ross, thank you so much.
So you don't keep the client waiting.
Yeah, I'm not. So thank you so much for doing this.
Hey, thank you. This is a blast. We need to do more of these. Hopefully these apps will have more news, or we'll just find some other excuse or no excuse and just go on because we enjoy conversing and hanging out with everybody. So thanks everybody for joining us. If you haven't done so, please do share this out. Let other people
Sharing is caring.
Get in on the fun, and we will talk to you soon. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching.